it's Dr. Pryor, and today we're continuing the microbiome series. If you're not sure what the microbiome is, go watch the intro video. But today we're talking about prebiotics and why. This is the most important thing to keep the gut healthy, okay? And what is a prebiotic? It is a non-digestible food ingredient that promotes the growth of beneficial microorganisms in the intestines, okay? And what is this called also? So, fiber, right? And many of you have heard of fiber, but fiber is a prebiotic, and there's two types of fiber. There's soluble and insoluble. So, soluble fiber dissolves in water and it forms a gel-like substance that feeds the microbiome as it goes through. The insoluble fiber does not dissolve in water and stays bulky and attaches to the food particles that are coming down, and this helps to make the stool bulky, okay? And you need both of these in your diet. So let me talk a little about the benefits of these. So soluble fiber can reduce your body's ability to absorb fat. It can lower your cholesterol and blood sugar levels. It may reduce heart disease risk. And it feeds your healthy gut microbacteria, right? Your gut bacteria. And refined foods like processed foods and white rice and white bread, these feed a bacteria called Klebsiella, and people who are carrying a gene called HLA-B27, they're at a high risk of getting an autoimmune condition called Ankylosing spondylitis, and this is promoted by a Klebsiella infection. So people that are carrying this gene and people with Ankylosing spondylitis, a very painful condition, they really need to get off of all the refined carbs, the processed foods, the white rice, the white breads, okay? Now, insoluble fiber, like I said, it keeps your stool bulky, but it also makes it soft so it's easy to pass. And it can help your health by decreasing your risk for hemorrhoids and diverticulosis, which can get inflamed and cause a serious condition called diverticulitis. Okay, so what are good sources of these? So good sources of soluble fiber include apples, barley, beans, carrots, citrus fruits, oats, peas, inulin. That you'll see in a lot of like drinks. They're adding it to different things now because it makes the soluble fiber. And psyllium seed, okay? And where you can also get inulin is in chicory, curly endive, and endive, okay? So those are all good sources of soluble fiber. The good sources of insoluble fiber include beans, nuts and seeds, whole grains, vegetables like cauliflower and broccoli, and green beans and berries, okay? And that's why, people demonize all grains. Whole grains are fabulous for us, okay, if you eat the whole grain. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about fiber. So today, the average American only eats 8 grams of fiber a day, and humans should be getting at least 30 grams of fiber a day, and the more fiber, the better. But if you're eating a primarily meat and potato type diet, add these slowly, because if you add them too quickly, they can produce gas and uncomfortableness. And you need to increase the right microbe mix that can break this stuff down. Okay? And when you're eating fiber or taking like a supplement form of fiber, I know some people take psyllium seed, you gotta drink you gotta stay really hydrated, okay? Because fiber will draw in the water, but you need the water to pass the stool. Your colon is very good at concentrating water when you're dehydrated, and if you eat a lot of fiber and you don't have enough water, it'll cause that to get dehydrated, and that fiber will stick and cause it even more nasty constipation. So with an increase in fiber, you need to increase your hydration. Okay, but the benefits of eating fiber are wonderful. There's so many of them, so let's talk about them more. You know, I discussed them up there, but let's talk about them more. So these include, they feed the microbiome and keep it very diverse, and studies have shown the more diverse your microbiome, the healthier. Okay, and not when you have a lot of what we consider pathogens or bad bacteria. Yeah, that causes a lot of inflammation, and if you've never been to a naturopath to get a stool test to test your microbes, good idea, okay, because they can bring on many conditions. Okay, it improves your digestion by giving the stool bulk, as we discussed with the insoluble fiber. It improves your heart health by reducing cholesterol, because the cholesterol and bile will stay in the poop, so you can poop it out. You'll absorb less of the cholesterol from your diet because it'll stay in the stool with the fiber, and you'll make less cholesterol because basically it has to do with the microbes that feed off the fiber, okay? And I have a paper about that. But back to this, it can also, if you have inflammation because you have the wrong types of bacteria from an unhealthy diet, it can lead to high blood pressure, okay? So more fiber in studies have lowered the risk of colorectal cancer and breast cancer, because these bulky stools help to pass your stool daily, and the longer your stool sits in the colon, the more toxins can get absorbed, and the more your estrogen gets retaken up and reabsorbed and gets circulated in your body, and increase your risk of having the breast cancer. Okay, so having daily stools is very important. Let's see, more fiber helps lower the absorption rate of carbohydrates from the diet and keeps your blood sugar from having huge spikes. So it can help with diabetes and help you have more normal blood sugar, okay? And yeah, they've just shown more fiber in the diet leads to a healthier microbiome, and this has been linked to having a longer lifespan and having better weight management. And the reason is because that weight management, when you have good fiber, you stay fuller for longer and you eat less because it keeps your bowels more full, okay? Yeah, so that's all this video is about. Stick around. We're going to talk about probiotics next, and that is a fascinating topic. And don't forget, one of these videos we are going to talk about keystone species. There's so much I could cover in this series, but stick around, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss anything. And if you could give me a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And you guys have a good rest of your evening. Bye.